Alright, we're going to be talking today about neutrals. So neutrals encompass browns, grays, skin tones, all of those are neutrals. So they're things that we're not going to find with just regular tints and shades. So we're also going to create a gradation with these. So first I'm going to mix my neutral, and I'm going to go for a brown. So the way we achieve brown is by mixing complementary colors, colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. So today I'm using Antonia's color wheel, thank you Antonia, and I am going to try mixing orange and blue. These are across from each other, so they're going to create a brown. Depending on what colors, what complementary colors I mix, I'll get a different kind of brown each time. So I'm going to show you this kind. So over here I'm going to mix my orange. It's a little red orange, so I need a little more yellow. Okay, so here I have orange and I have my blue. So I need to bring my blue over here now to create my brown. I can also modify it a little by adding a little more of one thing or another. So I noticed that this looks a little green. Blue and yellow make green. So I might need to go and add a little more red in there to get it a little less green. You can play with it, mix it around. Okay, so this is starting to be more of a clay brown, like a clay color with that red that I brought over. And now I have this nice brown color. So this would be my original color. If you look over here, I'm going to paint this brown. And now I want to create a gradation like we talked about. So I'm going to bring some white over here to my palette and mix a little of that brown in to create my first tint. I'm going to put that right next to the first. So this would be the original neutral, a tint of that color, and then I could add even more white to create the lightest tint. And I could go on and on until I basically got to a total white. So now I have a gradation from the original neutral to a slightly lighter version and then the lightest tint. I can do the same thing now in the opposite direction, creating shades. So I'm going to come back to my palette, get a little black. It doesn't take a lot of black to make it darker, so I'm just going to put a little bit in for that first shade. And then I'm going to come over here and paint that first shade. Then I'm going to come over, add a little more black to that, and create my darkest shade. If I want to, I can take a clean brush and go back, and it has to be wet when you do this, but I can create an X pattern to blend those colors in together. and I can blend them, kind of weaving those colors in together and create a really smooth gradation. From light to dark. So my color's still wet, and I'm just coming over here and making that small X pattern. Make sure when you do this that your brush is clean and dry, and it really will start to blend it all in together. So now we have a gradation, a slow change from one thing to another, a gradation from the darkest tint to the original neutral color to the lightest tint. Oh, I'm sorry, the darkest shade to the original color to the lightest tint. And now you're going to try to do the same thing. Remember, mixing complementary colors will get you that different colors of brown.